Involves Nashville, involves a great old record company that's here in town, and Mr. Jack White. You know, people would say that's a, you know, what a surprise. You guys are clean, acoustic, old school, and most of that label is full of very artsy, loud stuff. But what brought you together, and why is that the right chemistry for a full album?
Well, we had an electric on a couple tunes there.
I know.
What brought us together? Well, you know, me and the boys have been, me and Adam and Joey and Ryan have been together for about 4 years now. We've been on the show twice. This makes our third time. The horn players have been some people, I guess, may be kind of surprised about that, but it's been a long time coming for me. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted a big orchestra, kind of in the way of Bob Wills, you know, just a big orchestra that can play everything. So now all that's left is a swing fiddle, a wet steel, and a piano, and I got everything I need, I think.
Well, you put together a superb band. I mean, the way they can play together and read off each other, it's not easy to find people who can play with this feel. You can find technical people who can play the trumpet, play the clarinet. Who's your clarinet player, by the way? Let's have a special.
Yeah, you gotta be a little dirty. She's got the technical side to her, but she knows how to play the blues, and that's Chloe Fioranzo. She's only 20 years old.
Man, Chloe did an amazing job. Can you hear that? And what about bringing it together and figuring out, dialing in that sound? Was this a step back in St. Louis with a lot of rehearsals? Do you find these people on the road? Are they from here? How did you pull this together?
Well, it's just a matter of just keep writing songs and finding the right people to bring your songs to life. I think with the horns I'm able to play some solo songs and that I've always wanted to play, but with a four-piece you got to kind of get up there, and we were limited in our instrumentation to a certain extent. And we kind of had to get out there like a punk show and just go crazy on stage. But now that I have the horns, I can, to me, I feel another dimension to where I can slow things down and just speak the truth, I guess.
Are you able to take this whole group everywhere you go now? Is this your touring group?
Yes, sir. Yeah, since February now, and we're started on the road 2 weeks ago, and we'll be on the road straight to the end of the year with no break.
That's superb. I want to ask about your version of Lovesick Blues and the connections here to a fellow I've not heard of, but Vince Giordano, and connected to the HBO opportunity. Just pull those together for us, that version, and then who's that gentleman?
Yeah, Vince Giordano and his Nighthawks are the band that you'll hear playing most of the present-day jazz stuff on Boardwalk Empire. They won a Grammy for doing that stuff, well, you know, I guess they liked my voice and wanted me to come and do that. That version is more, that I was doing was more akin to one of the first versions, which was by a guy named Emmett Miller, who was just a big-time yodeler, and he had his own thing. I suggest you guys check him out. He's a big influence on Tommy Duncan and Willie Nelson and the like, but you never heard of him. He was actually a blackface minstrelsy performer and stuff like that, but he had an unbelievable voice, and he had Eddie Lang playing with him and the Dorseys, and he only did 25 songs, and then he faded into obscurity. Yeah. I like those kinds of guys. Everybody's
journey into country music history has to start with that story about Hank Williams and interpreting that song, where that song came from. It was a big revelation.
Actually, the songwriter, the funny story, is named Cliff Friend. I think he sold that song to Hank Williams for like $100. Literally, and then #1 hit. Wow.
Let's see, you said you got to work with Ketch Secor on this record too, to circle back to that. And this, you know, confronting a project like this, a couple years after you'd really hit some bigger audiences and some notoriety, a lot of expectations about this record. What did you and Ketch do together? How did you try to approach it?
Well, this has been a long time coming. I've known the Old Crow boys since I was just a little kid, still playing the fiddle and hanging around their shows,
really?
Picking their brain and stuff like that. When I was living in Kentucky, they'd come to Louisville all the time. Ketch is a great songwriter, and he's got a unique vision and unique play with kinds of words, and very stark kind of imagery in his songs, which I particularly enjoy. And he's a very positive person to work with, you know? The kind of person you want to work with in the studio. So.
And did you find yourself wanting to pull something about the authentic early swing even more forward? I mean, do you continually try to go back and say, what am I not, you know, comprehending about this? Because this old music takes a lot of study. It takes years to really dial in. Or are you more concerned at this point with, I'm going to make this more me now going forward?
I'd say both. You know, I mean, it's the same with bluegrass or old time, and some people think that some people will tackle the music as sort of a history project, and I see it as every bit as just as who we are as Americans, and you know, as Mark Twain or reading a book. You know, it's the same thing. You know, so yeah, there's certainly some going back. I mean, a lot of my heroes are dead and gone, but it's every bit as much as in me, and going forward, and trying to make myself happy through music, which isn't always easy, but if you do that, then I think hopefully other people will be happy too.
I think so. Well, your record's coming out in June. Have a great summer with it. Good luck. Pokey LaFarge. Thank you, everybody. So glad to have you back, sir. And good luck to your neighbors out in the Midwest. Along the river.
Words right out of my mouth. Well, folks, the most effective thing you can do with musical traditions is to approach them with respect and a strong individual vision. That's very much the case with our next artist. Vintage styles and old world musical virtues come alive in his capable hands. Please welcome to the stage, Pokey LaFarge!
Took on